Today's episode might sound earthy, maybe even a little dirty, and that's just how we like it. We're calling this one the Compost Gospel. Nothing wasted on the homestead. Now listen, I don't care if you're new to chickens or you've been slinging hay bales since the Reagan years. This one's for you. Because whether your homestead is the size of a shoebox garden or a 100-acre ranch, composting is one of the clearest pictures of stewardship we got. Why? Because it's about redemption. It's about transformation, and it's about making something life-giving out of what everyone else throws away. So grab your pitchfork, grab your coffee, and let's dig in. Good morning, friends. Good morning. Welcome to another episode of the Farm2Table Show Morning Edition. And we are going to get right into this, and it is time. Let's do it right now. Let's start with a bold claim. There is no such thing as waste on a homestead. None. Zip. Nada. Not even a little. If you're stewarding well, then what looks like trash is really just misplaced potential. The eggshell, that's future calcium. The goat manure, that's tomorrow's tomato sandwich. That leftover coffee ground sludge, that's worm buffet and nitrogen gold. But here's the challenge. Most of us didn't grow up thinking like this. We grew up in a disposable culture where trash goes in black bags and vanishes forever. Out of sight, out of mind, as they say. Well, on the homestead, we need to learn to see things differently. Psalms 24:1 says, "The earth is the Lord's and everything in it." And that includes your banana peel, your corn husk, and the stuff at the bottom of the chicken coop. Composting isn't just about recycling, it's about restoring order to creation. So, what is compost really? What is compost? Let's define it plainly, if you will. Compost is decomposed organic matter. It's what happens when microbes, oxygen, moisture, and time break down your kitchen and farm scraps into rich, dark, earthy soil amendment. But here's the thing. Compost isn't just dirt. No, no, no. It is living dirt. It's full of beneficial fungi, bacteria, and nutrients to feed the next generations of life. It is the cycle, the loop, the resurrection of leftovers, if you will. We call it black gold for a reason. It grows stronger gardens, healthier soil, and deeper roots. And done right, it doesn't stink. It smells like fresh earth after a good rain. Now, let's get into the 4 pillars of composting. And for beginners, and even the veterans who need a refresh, here are the 4 pillars of good compost. Greens, that's right, green stuff, which is nitrogens, kitchen scraps, grass clippings, coffee grounds, and animal manure from herbivores. This is the wet stuff. It feeds the microbes. Number 2, browns, which is carbons, so leaves, straw, shredded paper, wood shavings, cardboard. This is the dry stuff. It balances moisture and helps structure. Number 3, air. That's right, just like in fire, we gotta have air. Oxygen fuels the microbial activity. Without it, things rot instead of decompose. That's why we have to turn the compost. And number 4, moisture. Like a wrung out sponge. Too dry and it won't break down. Too wet, and it'll get slimy. Ew. Anyway. Good morning all, good morning. When those 4 are in balance, green, brown, air, and water, compost happens naturally. You just have to give it time. And here's a beginner tip. If you're just starting, build a simple pile with alternating layers of kitchen scraps and dry leaves. Water it every few days and stir it once a week. And things will happen like they're supposed to. Now, for the advanced, those that are maybe have been doing this a while, consider building a 3-bin system. 1 bin for new materials, 1 bin for the active compost, and 1 for finished compost. Keep a thermometer in the center. Aim for 130 to 160 degrees Fahrenheit inside to kill seeds and pathogens. Anyway, so that's the what. Now let's get into what to compost and what not to. Let's answer the most common questions. What can I compost? So here you go. These are things you can compost. fruit and veggie scraps, coffee grounds and the filters, eggshells, grass clippings, leaves, unbleached paper towels, animal bedding from herbivores, and garden trimmings. Now, what can't you? Meat or dairy, it attracts pests. Grease or oil, dog or cat manure, ew, that's disease risk. Diseased plants. Obviously, if it's sick, you don't want to put it into something you're going to put on other things. And glossy magazines. So, the magazines that have that glossy cover, you can't do those. So here's a homesteader's rule. If it come from the earth and wasn't overly processed, it'll return to the earth. And here's a good twist. A good steward doesn't just throw things away. They ask, can this be used again? I've heard that over and over. No such thing as trash. Recycle, reuse, repurpose. Now let's talk just a minute about vermicomposting. All right, let's talk worms. All right, vermicomposting is composting with the help of red wiggler worms. It's a great indoor small-scale operation for folks in apartments, cold climates, or who just want faster results. As you know, we're a microwave generation. We're a little impatient. All right. You feed them your scraps and they give you worm castings, aka the finest compost on planet Earth. Think of it like this even. Worms are your micro livestock. They're quiet, they don't complain, and their poop is pure gold. Never thought I'd say that one. But anyway, let's get a beginner tip. First, start with a small bin, bedding made from shredded newspaper, and a starter batch of red wigglers. Feed them weekly. All right, just keep feeding them little stuff. All right, now an advanced tip, you can set up what they call a flow-through worm bin system to harvest castings and tea on a regular schedule. Worms aren't just useful, they're a reminder that God uses the lowly to do great things. Anyway, Terry, your wife's a wise woman. Now let's talk about why compost really matters. I mean, let's zoom out a little bit. In God's economy, nothing is wasted. Not a moment, not a trial, not a scrap of your day or your dirt. Romans 8:28 in fact says God works all things together for the good of those who love him and are called to his purpose. And that includes the rotten apple, the forgotten lettuce, and the manure pile steaming in the cold morning air. Ooh. Compost is the gospel in your backyard. It says death leads to life, decay leads to renewal, and what was broken can be made whole. And maybe that's what some of us need to hear this morning. The mess in your life, the leftovers, that stuff you'd rather have, God's not throwing it out, he's composting it, turning it into something to nourish others. He's working it together layer by layer into something beautiful. Now, let's get back to it. Composting and farm integration. Let's think big for a minute. If you've got livestock, you've got input. Chickens, goats, cows, pigs, they're all walking compost contributors. The trick is turning their manure and bedding into soil instead of waste. Chicken tractors, compost machines on legs. Deep bedding systems, composting factories with feathers. Barn cleanouts, future orchard rows. Beginner tip. Mix chicken litter with fall leaves in a pile and let it sit for 6 to 9 months. I remember doing that. Anyway, advanced tip. Use a front loader, if you get one of those, to manage large piles on a turn schedule. Incorporate pasture clipping and return finished compost to your growing fields. I remember watching my buddy Chris over in Surviving Alabama doing that with multiple compost, using his tractor, turning them and rolling them. That's pretty good stuff. And remember, good composting keeps you legal. Mismanaged manure piles can draw flies, runoff, and very much unwanted attention. Do it right, and you build credibility and fertility. So let's talk about some systems that work. And we're going to cover a few systems. Static pile, just pile and wait. Easiest for beginners, probably where we're at. The tumbler bin, enclosed, pest-free, great for small spaces. 3-bin system, like I was talking about earlier, active, currently going, turning, and finished piles. Good for serious gardeners. Lasagna composting, layering in place, great for sheet mulching or no-till beds. And bokashi method. Now this one's interesting. It ferments kitchen waste before composting. Great for the tricky items like meat or dairy that I generally say stay away from. But interesting. And the Johnson Sue bioreactor, if you're really serious, highly efficient, fungal dominant compost. That's for y'all soil health fanatics. Anyway, choose what fits your space and time and goals. There's no perfect system, just consistent stewardship. Choose what fits your pace. That's right. Teaching and living. Here's the best part. When you compost, you teach. You teach your kids, your neighbors, and maybe even yourself that nothing is useless. I've seen toddlers light up as they toss a banana peel into a compost bin. And then skeptics turn to believers when last year's chicken bedding on a garden grows tomatoes the size of a softball. The compost pile can become a classroom. The lesson, redemption is real, and what looks dead isn't the end. There's a process and a transformation, then you get the fruit. So, final takeaways. Let's wrap this up. For beginners, start simple. One pile, one bin, one small change. Think layers, wet and dry. Be patient. Compost happens, but it takes time. For the experienced, evaluate your system. Are you wasting inputs? Are you sharing your compost knowledge with others? Or are you seeing compost as just a method or as a metaphor? Now, here's a big question. Are we living like the people who believe nothing is wasted? Because stewardship isn't just about the land, it's about how we think, how we respond, and how we value even the smallest things. So that's it for this one. We've slung manure, we've thanked our worms, and hopefully we've seen compost in a new light. So whether you're building your first pile or you're harvesting your 10th batch, just remember this. On the homestead, nothing is wasted. So until next time, keep your faith, one compost pile at a time. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Glad to see you all in, especially all the morning crew that's normally here. I'm going to have to go back to the top and try not to miss anybody. I've seen some new names popping up in there. Of course, Scotty was first thing up this morning. Appreciate you being there to turn the lights on, Scotty. You never know what's going to happen around here, and it probably should have been a Memorex morning. I'm pushing right on the wire with time, so I'm not going to be able to hang out terribly long and lollygag around today. I've got to get going. But thank you, Scotty, for being in to turn the lights on. We love having you here. Morning, Robbie with Wild Huckleberry. Bros in, well, on the Farm2Table Show page there on the channel. And he's over there. Good morning, Terry with TNT. Good morning, Tracy and Tim. Joy Bartlett. Oh, yeah, let's see what's up. Hey, there's Clyde. Let's have a cup of coffee. Good morning, Clyde. Hope things are going well for you, brother. Good morning, Joy Bartlett. Let's see. I guess there. Hi, bye. Said, hey, yeah. Okay, hi, bye. I like that. Janet Neese said, good morning. First live. Hello from Southeast Iowa. Good morning. Welcome in. Let's see. And Keith said, in which I knew this, just starting a composting over here in the Philippines, and it happened to work out really well with with this topic lineup. It was on my list, and so we just went ahead and jumped on this one today. And let's see, Terry said, I'd like to get into vermicomposting eventually. Oh, maybe. I don't know. Good morning, Shane Cody, our nephew. Glad to join you in. And yes, when I said she was a wise woman, Terry, when can't do it all at at the same time. In fact, our good friend Lorraine Sheehock says pick one project at a time and finish it. Good morning, Ed Kirkpatrick. Glad to see you in. And I'm glad everybody welcomed you in, Janet. This is a welcoming group and friendly group. Barb Taylor, good morning. Glad to see you back in with us. Let's see. All right, now let's get on down here. We're catching up. Terry, let's see. What do we got here? I'm going to read this. 3-bin system at our last place. Just started a second bin for our human manure pile. We'll eventually be back up to 3 bins here for our normal compost. And that's good stuff. Let's see, roll call. That's right. Good morning, Janae with Tuesdays with Joy. Good morning. Glad to see you in this morning. And let's see. Here we go. Yep. First been aged for a while. We'll use them anywhere. Let's see. Good advice. All right. That is it right there. All right. Now we're all caught up. Yes, from Lorraine. Yes, it was, and I don't always do a good job of following it. I've usually got about three. I feel like I got spinning pie plates at the in the show's got the pie plates spinning. That's what I feel like. I hope everybody got some rain yesterday. I know we got some, and it was a cold rain. Temperatures dropped out, wind was picking up. Uh, let's see. Robbie says we want to do vermiculture for the sake of composting, but also using the worms for chicken feed. Oh, now here, Robbie, I thought you was going to be building up some worms to go fishing. But the chickens will enjoy it too. Uh, anyway, yeah. In fact, I think Keith said that he dropped a worm. They dropped a worm in their composting going on. But anyway, good thinking there. All right, let's check in with Jack for the Redneck Weather Report and see what we going on over there on his neck of the world. Let's see. Let's make sure we got this scrolled up where y'all can see it. There we go. And here we go.
Well, good morning, Rednecks. It is 57 degrees this morning, May the 7th, 2025. We got a 2-mile-an-hour north-northeast wind. It still feels like 57. Got a little fog around, possible rain. We're going to get to 72 today. God bless y'all. See you again tomorrow.
All right. Well, there's good old Jack with fishing is a good third use. There you go. That's right. Oh, anyway, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, thank you, Jack. Appreciate that redneck weather report. Appreciate it. It's kind of similar out here. Got a small chance of rain, and temperatures are cool. So, anyway, we'll go to that. I want to buzz through another quick little. This I do my homestead hacks about this point, and I want to tell you the one for today is a bit longer than the normal, but this is one that hits, and I'm going to get it before I get out of here today. Uh, this is one that I dug into for myself, for my own yard, and so that's why I felt this was a good rainy day in Georgia, said Ed Kirkpatrick. Yes, sir, it's a rainy day here in western Arkansas, too. Had a lot of it yesterday. I'm expecting it the next few days, and man, I know people need it, and I'll be later in a couple months. We'll be all wishing we had it, but it makes life rough right now. Anyway, here's our homestead hack: sulfur, the old school pest shield. All right, hack: use elemental sulfur to naturally repel pests and protect your garden, orchard, and animals. No chemicals needed. How it works: sulfur is a natural fungicide and insect repellent that's been used for generations. It disrupts the respiration of mites, fleas, ticks, and even fungal pathogens, and it's safe when used correctly. Now, I ain't gonna lie, the fleas and ticks is what got my attention. That's what uh, got my attention with this. It's what I'm after. Anyway, there's three ways to use it. One is a dusting powder for livestock and coops. So paying attention. Uh, Oh, Terry says water catchment is full for sure. Yeah, this is the time to get it so that you've got it there when you need it. That's perfect. All right. Dusting powder for livestock and coops. Sprinkle yellow garden sulfur found at the feed stores lightly in nesting boxes and dust bathing areas. Keeps mites, lice, and fleas away from your flock. Bonus: can be mixed with a wood ash and diatomaceous earth for a supercharged chicken spa. Interesting. Garden dust for fungus and insecticides. Dust your squash, tomatoes, grapes, and roses. Sulfur deters aphids, mites, and helps prevent powdery mildew. And it's getting more and more useful. Apply early in the morning or late evening when temps are cooler, because sulfur plus sun equals leaf burn. Uh, yes, you can buy the pelletized sulfur that way at Tractor Supply. You got to order it. Sometimes they don't always keep it in stock. And well, a lot of places you can get that elemental pelletized sulfur. That's right. Sulfur sock at gateways. I like this one. For large livestock, hang an old sock or a bag filled with sulfur dust where they walk through. As they brush by, they self-apply a small amount. Old cowboy trick to keep ticks off the cattle and goats. Interesting way to look at it. Now, here's a pro tip about this, okay? Pay close attention. Always use elemental or garden sulfur, not industrial or chemical grade. Now, listen, this is important. Use gloves to apply. Use gloves. Apply it in calm weather. Avoid inhaling the dust. So, recommend one of the little masks with the breeder disc or something. First time I'll tell you to wear a mask is something like that. Don't combine with oils or sprays because sulfur reacts with some organics. So, here's why it works. Sulfur dries out soft-bodied pests and creates a hostile environment for fungal spores. It doesn't poison, it repels, dries, and protects. It means fewer bugs, less disease, and a healthier homestead without the chemical load. Now, when I throw this one in, because our buddy Dwayne Hall, who I called to talk to about this when I was looking for something for my yard, we were talking about ticks and stuff. He said, mix it 50-50 with aloe and put it on your wrist and ankle areas as a natural insect repellent. Apparently, the aloe just holds it in place, and I don't know how good it smells, but I bet it works. Anyway, so there you go with that. Now, like I said, I got into that because, well, with all this rain, I guess, I don't know, season, I got a heavy tick infestation. I'm hoping get the grass down. I try to let the grass go as long as I can to give the bees and give nature a chance to do what it does. But man, sometimes that comes with a price. And this year it was ticks and ticks galore. So that's going to be going on. Was going to do it last weekend. Couldn't find anybody had it in stock or knew what I was even talking about. So we'll get it this week and get it down this next weekend and ready to go in the yard. So take the spreader, put it on a low setting, and off you go. But anyway, that is the homestead hack for today. Now, quote of the day: information is like compost. It does no good unless you spread it around. That was said by Elliot Coleman. I like that. Information is like compost. It does no good unless you spread it around. And as Keith posted on the chat over there, disclaimer: we are not doctors. We don't play any on TV. We do not give medical advice. Research for yourself. That's 100% correct. I'll tell you what was told to me or what somebody recommended to me, but I'm not going to tell you what to do. That's on you to kind of figure that out. And anyway, good morning, Jack, with Dyer Family Farm. Glad to see you hanging with us a minute this morning. Appreciate the redneck weather report this morning. And y'all go on over there and check out Dyer Family Farm. Mornings coffee and scripture with Jack and all that on his channels over there. And anyway, so yeah, there you go. So there's the quote of the day. I am going to skip over the upcoming events other than Mid-America YouTube meetup, Lake Eufaula State Park, Deep Fork Campground Pavilion, May 16th through the 18th. MT Homestead is the host. You can reach them at mthomesteadok@gmail.com. Or you can find them on Facebook. Do the old Mid-America YouTube meetup. I know that the schedule of events has been circulating around on Facebook, so you can find that information out there. So anyway, so that's that. Listen, folks, man, I love hanging. We do got a lot of great channels on here, Keith. That's no doubt about it. Got a lot of channels, a lot of good people, a lot of good channels, and man, if we could reel a few of them in a little bit closer geographically, that'd be great. But anyway, yeah, got a lot of folks in here this morning. Appreciate you all coming in and chiming in and commenting, being in the chat. And for those that are the silent listeners, now, Scotty, you just put an age date on yourself. Talking about Marcus Welby. Wow. Hadn't heard that reference in a long time. Jack said, good morning, everyone. Working and listening. FEMA is working me hard. Government employees. There you go. But anyway, are they paying you any extra, Jack, or you a salaried man? Good morning, Money Pit. Glad to see you guys over there. Donald and Lisa, glad to see you in this morning. Appreciate you joining us and chiming in, saying good morning. And that's another good one. They're part of the Sunday, the Homestead Sunday. Money Pit is. They come at 5 Central Standard Time. And, of course, the Wild Huckleberry at 6. Oh, Simple Acre Homestead, I think, starts ahead of that one. And I know I may be missing somebody there. And then the Wild Huckleberry at 6 Central. Dyer Family Farm at 7 Central. And then rounding it out, the Red Dirt Rooster Road comes in at 8 Central. So that's Sunday evenings. Good group of people to hang out with and have good conversation. But anyway, so that's something I always want to check out. Well, guys, I appreciate everybody coming in. Everybody coming. Like I said, even those that are listening in and maybe not paid by the month, no extra. If we work over, we get comp. Yeah, my wife works for the county, and it's the same thing. There's no comp. They get comp time, which works out sometimes. It works out. But anyway, um, so anyway, I got to get out of here. Like I said, I probably should have Memorex this one, but one, I misread my schedule, and then they threw there was a change early this morning, so I'm actually going to be running a little behind. So I've got to get out of here. I just retired from nursing to focus on the homestead thing. Well, good luck. Hope it get focused on it, goes well for you. There's lots of good people here in this community that will welcome you into that, and lots of how tos and advice and all that stuff. Floating around, and we try to get some of that out there. And we all wish we could do that. And thank you for the compliment. Thank you for being here. And we're here Monday through Friday, 6 to 6:30. And some days it's what you might have seen somebody reference Memorex Ryan. On the days that I got to be into work, I record it. It still plays. I'm just not able to engage in the chat. But my brother Keith is out of country right now, but he's usually going to be in the chat and commenting. And the chat goes on even when I'm not here, because thanks to guys like Scotty and Robbie and Jack and others that come in and comment and keep things going even when I'm not able to be here live. But anyway, so we are going to get out of here. I've got to put it up and get out of here and get to work. So that is a wrap for today on the Farm to Table Show Morning Edition. Thanks for joining us as we strive towards building stronger communities for now and in the future. If you enjoyed today's episode, please give us the old thumbs up, hit that like button, share it with your friends, tell them all about it, and subscribe to our channels. We're on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Rumble. It is the best way to stay connected and help grow the conversation about food, farming, and community. So until next time, keep your roots deep and your vision growing. Great food starts with just people just like you. That's right. Remember, we are hashtag stronger together, and we hashtag think outside the big box store. Oh, do I got one coming about that. Hashtag think outside the big box store, shop local, and boy, do I got a hot one coming down the pipe. I'm not sure what day I'm going to put it out there, but we got a hot one about the old grocery store, let me tell you. Anyway, be a blessing to someone, and we will see you all on the other side. And yes, Cody, here comes Hank. We're going to send it on over to Hank. Take us on out of here, Hank.
No humans were harmed in the production of this podcast.